In this course, I'm going to show you how to set up a network and configure it for remote viewing. I'm giving 10 steps for completion. Ensure the Cat5 or Cat6 is wired correctly, as shown in the diagram. You can get this from Google as well. Ensure you have a connection to the internet. Once this is done, we are ready to go ahead. Here we see how to, on Windows 7, how to find the IP address. Simple enough. Press the start, CMD, enter. On your command prompt, you can put in ipconfig and enter. On ipconfig, you will see it brings up the IP address as well as the gateway. This is the information we need for the DVR, as it has to be in the same range. Now we need to find out what IP address we can give the DVR. The DVR gateway we already know, 192.168.0.2. So we choose 192.168.0. something, and we want to ping that. So let's ping 192.168.0.100. Right, now we're pinging that, and there's a reply, no reply, and we know that address is free. So now we can program our DVR 192.168.0.100 with the gateway 192.168.0.2. Now we're going to go to Internet Explorer because we have our gateway already and we want to set that up for port forwarding. We need port forwarding to be able to see the DVR from outside. Admin is usually the username and password, or admin and password. And here we see our configuration. We go to advanced settings, in this case application, and on application you will see port forwarding. This is what we check. Port forwarding. This is what we check. Once port forwarding is loaded, you can see allow incoming ping should be enabled. There's a couple of available rules. We want custom port forwarding, so we click on custom port forwarding, and we get information. The application is just a name. You can put any name there. I put DVR80, but you can put anything that you like. It's not a problem. Source IP address is your public information coming from the outside. If you put zeros there, that means anybody will be able to log in, which is correct. Destination is your DVR, 192.168.0.10 in this case, as I'm using my DVR on .10. Destination port start, we're going to put 80, that's your HTTP port, and fill in 80 in all three of those places, and click on apply. Hopefully it saves. Yes, it does. And we do the same for DVR 6036. Also the source 0000, netmask zeros, destination once again the DVR. Alright, so now we apply this and we have configured our two ports for the DVR. For a NetFocus DVR, there's a few extra ports. We can instead of 6036, we got 7620, through to 7624 and also port 80. Let's just put a couple more in here. So as you can see, I've put in my ports over here, and now we're going to find a way to test. How do we test if these ports are open? You can go with me www.canucme.org. This is an open port checking tool that comes from a remote server, and you are able to test various ports on your system. This is the IP address of the router, the public side of the router. We're going to test port 80 and hopefully it's open. Error. Okay, so we've got that port is still blocked, so we need to look at that. 7620, we can check that on my system here. That should be, yes, that one is open. So as you can see, it will easily tell you if the port is blocked or open. If you do have a problem, you can change to port 81 if port 80 is not available. Now that we've configured and made sure our ports are all open from the outside or from the public, we go to set up our DynDNS. The site that I go to is the easy one, dvrdydns.com. On this site you're able to configure your server information. Simple enough, go to registration, username, you can put basically whatever you desire. I'll just put my name here. Password, confirm the password. You don't necessarily have to put your own details. You can put the client's details, or you can make up some fictitious username and password. Let's fill in your captcha code. If it's available, it will go directly to the next page. There we go. Alright, so here we create a domain name for your server, or like a website. So in this case, you can also choose something. So usually something to do similar to the client's business name or home. In this case, I put secuequip001.dvrdydns.com. Request it. And it's successfully created. Now these details, all the details here, secuequip, there's the domain. We're going to put this into the DVR, so we're going to go ahead now. Let's just copy it. Okay, so you can just open another tab, go to the DVR's IP address. Let's go straight to it over here. You log on to the DVR, admin 123456, and we log on because we want to put the details of the DVR DYDNS, your DynDNS information. Go to the config, look for network. Scroll down a little bit, you should find your DynDNS. Just confirm that your HTTP port is correct and your server port is correct, and your IP address and gateway. Obviously your IP address would be right, otherwise you wouldn't get in, but confirm your gateway is correct. And we've done all of that. Preferred DNS server is usually the same as the gateway. Alright, enable your DynDNS and choose your DynDNS type. In this case we've already created a dvrdydns.com, so we go to that site. All this information, DynDNS server, username, password, and host domain all comes from our DVR DYDNS website. So I'm going to put that in over here. So all the information, as I said, is over here. User settings, I'll just copy and paste. That way it's a little bit easier. Don't have to type a second time. Paste it there. Password. Password is okay. We won't have a password here, but we know our password already. So we just confirm it. Place that in. And you click on test. If you click on test, after a few seconds it should say test successful. Don't forget to apply. If it's not successful, maybe 1 or 2 characters are out of place, and just complete it again. Alright, so now all that's left is to now test remotely. So now go to a remote computer, or use your cell phone on a 3G connection or something. Go to the website now, http secuquip001.dvrdydns.com, and you click on the enter, and hopefully we have successfully completed this. So here we're going to go to the site, and there we see, there we logged on, and put our password again, 123456, and from our remote site we have successfully logged on and connected to the DVR. There we go, remote viewing set up correctly.